What is it you said to the kid? The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very rough, mean place. And no matter how tough you think you are, it'll always bring you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You or nobody ain't never gonna hit as hard as life.
You know, I've been in this, I've been a trainer, coach for the last 10 years. I first started my coaching career 10 years ago. I hadn't trained any professionals, boxers, prior to taking on a role as a coach. I was an amateur boxer myself, and I retired. I started boxing really late, and consequently, I didn't fulfill my my ambition and career as a boxer. I wanted to turn professional, but when I got to the age of 28 as an amateur, I lost my last fight against a chap called Yassine in the Southeast Divs, ABAs, and there's a series of things that happened in my personal life that sort of distracted me from furthering my boxing career. So I took a time out, quite a long time out from boxing, and when I came back to glove up again, I realized, you know what, this is a young man's sport. So I decided I'm going to become a coach, being as I didn't fulfill my ambition as a coach, as a professional boxer. So I embarked on the coaching industry.
It's quite cute, Scott, isn't he? He just sort of angles his body away, so he never really takes one clean. Down on the ropes, he's gone down. Scott.
I have a number of fighters. The first fighter I've trained as a professional is the heavyweight Dereck boy Chisora. Purely coincidental how myself and Dereck met, and then the rest is history. We've gone on to fight for the WBC World Heavyweight Champion against Vitaly Klitschko. We didn't win, but he put up a good fight. I hate saying he put up a good fight, but we didn't win. That's not good enough. In the future, we're going to go there and we will win it. He's also the former British and Commonwealth champion, European champion, but we were denied. Yeah, we won against Robert Helenius, but we were denied. So Dereck is the first fighter that I trained. But since then, in the last 10 years, numerous fighters have come to me, and I am blessed that I only attract stars, potential stars. I attract talented, extraordinary stars. Yeah, I am blessed because, you know, I feel blessed because, you know, I'm a very honest man, a very honest, working hard coach. Yeah, and I'm blessed where all this talents come to me. Well, as you know, I have been with Lewison. In fact, it's it's about 14 months I've been training Lewison. He came to me as my stable. I've got quite a busy stable. Steve Goodwin asked me if I would look at him. I didn't really know too much about Lewison. I knew the name. For years and years I've been hearing the name about how good he was or how good he is. But not till Steve Goodwin drew it to my attention to take a closer look at the guy, because he was thinking of promoting him. My initial reaction to Steve, I said, "Are you sure, Steve?" Because I've heard so much about this kid, but it didn't seem to be moving any further from a few years when I first heard about him. And why is this? There's always a reason why people don't progress in their career. So Steve said, "Look, I'm looking to take him on. Will you train him? Take a look at him." And when I took a look at him, then I saw what everybody was fussing over. The kid is blessed with skills, right? He has skills in abundance. But there is a but. That big but is that he doesn't like to train. Yeah, he doesn't like to train. And which is unfortunate, because if this kid, I call everybody a kid because I'm old enough to be their father, not in a disrespectful manner. When I say kid, I refer, in fact, in boxing terms, boxers are always referred to as kids. So I still would refer to him as a kid. But no, he's a fully grown man, but I still refer to him as a kid in a nice way. The kid, he's got everything in abundance. He's the most talented heavyweight that I've worked with and I'm still working with. You know, I took him on and I said, look, everybody says the same thing and everybody can't be wrong. So let's prove them wrong. Together, we had an agreement. Let's prove them all wrong, okay? Let's show them that you can do it. Let's train hard. Put it in the training and then let's train hard, fight easy. So since he's been with me, I'm trying to reprogram his mindset. A lot of it is in the mind. Reprogram his mindset, the way he thinks, his approach to training. And, you know, yes, it's improved, but we're far from where we need to be, where he needs to be, okay? Is inconsistent with his timing, okay? But once he gets to the gym, he gives me the work that I need, okay? He's a hard worker. He just needs to be pushed. He needs to be motivated. He needs to be encouraged. Yeah, he needs to be pushed to get anything out of him. But what he puts out, his output is pure quality, and I absolutely love him. I think he's tremendous, his talent. The first fight he had under my guidance, tutelage, he fought a young man in the name of Dorian Dutch, I believe, is from Wales. And he was unbeaten. The chap was an unbeaten 7-0, I believe, or he was a 6-0, something to that. He was a very confident. When you're unbeaten, you're very confident because you've never been beaten. You've never tasted defeat, so you don't know what it is to lose. You know. So when he in fact, I believe he requested for the fight against Lewison because people look at Lewison, and I don't blame them. If you look at him from a distance, yeah, you would only draw one conclusion. You know, this guy looks easy. I'm going to fight him because he's lazy. He appears lazy. Yes, he is. He has a lazy outlook. Yeah, the way he shapes up in the ring. You look at him, you say, I can beat this guy, you know? But not realizing this guy is probably one of the hardest hitting heavyweights on the planet right now. It really is. He's blessed with heavy hands in both hands. So the fight took place and the rest is history. He was able to demonstrate, not only did he outwork a younger man than himself, unbeaten. He outworked him in every department. He outskilled him, okay? Outboxed him, outfought him, and stopped him. Okay, doesn't mean that Dorian Dutch is not a good fighter. No, the kid is unbeaten. He's very good, Dorian Dutch. A tough guy, determined, tough young man. And it was a tremendous fight. You know, it wasn't all one way. You know, there was a times in that fight he pushed Lewison, but Ian showed himself and myself, the coach, and then the people the doubters, what he could potentially do. Okay, the non-believers. So he was victorious, and it was a tremendous fight, and he was victorious in a good fashion, and I was really proud of him, and that gave him a lot of confidence. And then soon after that, he was the prize fighter. That's right, the prize competition. He was drafted in to compete in the prize fighter. Again, you know, he wasn't the favorite. You know, he wasn't the favorite. There was a lot of established fighters who were in that competition, and we went into it with view to win it, and we believed we could win it. He went into that competition. We trained hard. We went abroad to train, and we came back. We contested. He beat the first guy, stopped Timo Hoffman, who's only been stopped once in 50 previous fight, and he stopped him in good display of boxing. In one round, I believe it was, he stopped him in 2 minutes, inside 2 minutes of the first round. Fantastic win. And he faced an American in the next round, the name of Rossi. And I believed Ian Lewison won that fight, okay? He spent a lot of energy. Because of the nature of the competition, you need to have enough energy for the next round. He spent a lot of energy in that round. And I believe we were victorious, but we were robbed of the victory there. And that's the last fight Ian Lewison has fought in the last prize fight. And you know, I believe his promoter, Steve Goodwin, is arranged for him to fight for a Southern Area title for his next fight. But I'm looking forward to it because I really believe this kid will do something in the future. But it needs to start now. It needs to start now. Young heavyweight by the name of Tom Little, whom I've watched him in the last 2 years. And I've seen how the kid has changed, you know. He used to be quite an overweight heavyweight boxer. And you could see this kid could fight. The first thing you could see that is he could fight. He could have a fight. He's not scared to have a fight. You know, that's the first thing I noticed about him. Again, the way things work out, Mr. Goodwin, again, asked me to take a closer look at him because he's now, I believe he's signed to the Goodwin Promotions. And again, Mr. Goodwin, his promotion is since I've known him, is growing by the minute. The reason being, again, he's an honest man. He delivers what he promises to these fighters. So therefore, people are coming to him. If he was bad, people will not be coming to him. He says he doesn't promise you pies in the skies because they don't exist. Yeah. He tells you what you're going to get, what you're expecting from him, and he will deliver it. So these fighters are coming to him from all angles, north, east, south, west. Okay? So, you know, like myself, you know, honesty is the key. So my latest recruitment, again, is a heavyweight in the name of Tom Little. And you know, I will not take anybody who I don't believe I'm going to do something or they're going to do something. I won't do it. Okay, because I have a lot of reputation to protect. I'm a very proud, ambitious boxing trainer.
Found a place for that left hand. Just pouring with a jab, setting up the big bomb again, third knockdown.
And yeah, Wadi Camacho is a cruiserweight. He'd only lost one fight. Not whilst being with me, has not lost a fight, and we don't intend on doing so either. Okay, again, he's a very talented young man, determined young man. He lost a fight prior to coming to me. He came to me and said, "Don, I need your expertise because I want to be a world champion." I said, "Don't we all?" But it's easier said than done. If you put the work in I'm asking you to put in, yes, you will be a world champion. Let's put the work in. And the kid has come to me, and since we've been together, you know, the rest is history. He's going from strength to strength, okay? And he won the prize fighter, his first fight under my tutelage. The prize fighter competition, he won it in good fashion, yeah? And that gave him and myself, where do I draw, why am I arrogant? Because I draw it from success, yeah? I was so happy for him and for myself. Since then, he's had another fight since the prize fighter, about a month, 6 weeks ago. Again, second round stoppage against the chap. So he's unbeaten under my tuition, okay? And me and Wadi, we aim to remain unbeaten to the rest of his career, yeah? Okay, we're gonna track him to the Southern Area title, British title, and you heard it here first on Steve Goodwin, a world title as a cruiserweight. This is we've been there before. Again, I'm the trainer of JJojidera, former Southern Area light heavyweight champion. He didn't win it at cruiser, he won at light heavy. So he's held that title before, but under a different division. But nevertheless, he was retired. He was retired for 3.5 years. He came out of retirement. He came to me, because I haven't always trained him. He came to me, he asked me if I could help him to get back to where he was. He came to me in a terrible condition in terms of the fitness-wise. So it's been a long route into getting, excuse that, my fans are shouting in the background, okay? So it's been very, very hard, long route to get him back into some kind of reasonable shape where he can now start contesting for honors. He has already fought Manny Edwards, cruiserweight, for the Southern Area title on the Steve Goodwin show a few months ago. It was a very closely fought, contested fight, very competitive fight. Considering JJ has been out for 3.5 years, I believe he did very well. Manny Edwards shaded it, that fight. His work rate was higher. I believe my man JJ threw more the clinical shots, but he was outworked by the younger man in the name of Manny Edwards. conditioning, he was in better condition. But we've gone back into training to prepare for this rematch. I think it's going to be an exciting. I thought the first one was well contested. It was well fought. The audience was well satisfied from both fighters. They gave a good account of themselves. But I think Manny Edwards, the champion, is going to expect and will expect a better JJ this time. Because both fighters have gone away. They would have studied the tapes. We certainly have studied the tapes, and we know what we did wrong, and we're going to try and rectify them. And I believe this time round is going to be a better fight than the first one. Okay, the first one was a little bit messy in areas, and I believe you're going to see a tidier fight this time. Both fighters are going to want to win. Manny's going to want to hold on to his title, and my man JJ is intending on taking that title off him. And I believe, again, not because I'm biased, because I've trained him, I believe we will be victorious. JJojidera will be the new Southern Area Cruiserweight champion, Southern Area champion. On the night, I believe he'll be the champion. As a super middleweight, again, I believe he's unbeaten. He's 4-0 with he's had 5 fights, 4 wins, 1 draw. He's been in the Big Brother house, the television series, the television show Big Brother. He's just been in that, and he did quite well. His character was one of the main characters in that Big Brother house. He's out of the house now, and he's going to embark back on his boxing career. And his first fight will be on the Steve Goodwin show. You heard it here first, and yeah, I'm looking for him to do great things in the future, because he's actually a very good fighter, very, very good fighter. Again, underachieved, inconsistent with the amount of fights he's had over the years. The plan is to get him back into fighting regular, and to go and perhaps win things in the future. He's aspiring to become a British champion in the next 18 months to 2 years, and I think that's a realistic view. There's also another project I work on with Spencer Oliver. I do a number of projects with Spencer Oliver. We've got this chap, Danny Ahrens. Danny's an Israeli kid, you know. He's 19 years old. He's been with us now for, again, 12 months. He's had 4 fights in 12 months. He's been quite active, and he's won them all. Okay, he's had 4 wins, 2 by stoppage, 2 went the distance, but he won. He's never dropped a round since his professional career. He's never dropped a round, competition round. How can I forget the Showman? The Showman, yeah? I love all my fighters. I love them. When I use the word, I'm a very loving man. I love all my fighters. They're all my children. I regard them as my children. Okay, Dereck is my firstborn. Okay. But my son, I wouldn't use the word favorite, because you can't have a favorite child. You love all your children the same. The love is shared amongst your children. But this man called Yassine El-Maachi, the Showman. Again, he's not from this planet. Okay, this guy, everybody knows who the Showman is.
The judges' scorecards read: Marcus McDonald scores the contest 29-29. We have a draw in that judge's scorecard. Judge Victor Lachlan scores the contest 29-28. Judge John Keaton scores the contest 29-28, and they in favour of the winner, who receives £32,000, the coveted trophy, but most important of all, the title of the prize fighter welterweight champion, Yassine El-Maachi.
The crowd pleaser, the people's champion. He's a world champion that has no world champion belt around his waist. There's a new chap, in fact. My latest recruitment is a chap called Romeo Casanova Giovanni. Okay? My apologies. He's got about 10 names. I believe it's Romeo Casanova Valentino. Yeah, this kid I'm going to make an announcement here. This kid is going to be a star. In fact, let me rephrase that. He's going to be a superstar. Yeah? I've had so many talents come through this door of my gym in Finchley since I opened it. Okay? This kid is something else. He's not from this planet. I'm really excited on taking on this project because it's a new project in the sense that he's an amateur and he's about to embark on his professional boxing career. And they've come to me and said, would I have a look at him to see if I wanted to take him on? Took 2 looks. 1 look, 2 looks. I said, I'm in. I'm interested. And it's a project I'm working with Spencer Oliver to develop this kid. So look out for him and watch out for this kid. He's going to do special things worldwide. He's only 17 years old. 17 years old, and he's a featherweight. He fluctuates. He's going to campaign at featherweight initially with the view to move up to super featherweight. He's got the frame to go up to lightweight, definitely in the future, but we're going to start off as a featherweight.